What a very sweet episode of Koufuku. This was a very kawaii episode. It really was. It was a chillax episode that was kawaii and sweet. That sums this episode up. It really does. Seeing our main female character having to go through a journey in this episode of being alone and how to deal with being alone, technically, that's what this episode was. And to see the way she tried to entertain herself or bypass the time, and at the exact same time learning how to become a better cook and how much her grandma helped her in the past, it was a good episode. It really was. I mean, we got some characterization, a little bit of development. We got a lot of just kawaii moments, great shaft scenes. Oh, those shaft scenes. And it was a damn good episode. So, one thing I want to say. Our main female character, she needs to get some hobbies, though. I want to be real here, okay? She was laying around in her room for about, oh god, maybe a couple hours, probably? A couple hours, she's just listening to the TV run, and she was just staring like this, blankly at a phone and stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, I know I do that, too. Yes, I do that, too. But, damn, find some hobbies, get a manga. Play video games, or, I don't know, cook something. I mean, seriously, she eventually did do that, but I mean, she needs to get some hobbies, because she was freaking bored in that entire time in this part of this episode. I'm like, what the fuck? But besides that, when it got past that moment, we got, a little bit of characterization and development for our female character. For instance, in this, she realizes what her grandma did for her in the past. Her grandma used to be a very, very bad and shitty cook, a bad cook. But she found out that her grandma used to go to the library and go and find cookbooks, beginner's cookbooks, to try to learn how to cook, for she could help out our main female character and let her eat some great dishes. And in the course of this journey with this episode, she learns that she needs to put her feelings in, put her feelings into what she is cooking for the person she cares about, Kirin in this episode. It's a very simple and sweet episode, and there's not much more I can ask. I mean, we know for a fact this series is going to be a standard slice of life with food, and that's pretty much what we should come to expect when it came to this series, and that is really cool. I like how Shaft continues to focus on the food along with developing our character and giving characterization. And one thing I really have to say is those Shaft scenes in this episode. Oh my god, when you see her eating alone and all that, when you see the ramen bowl, when you see the drop go into the bowl, god, that Shaft style, straight up, man, Shaft, always, they shafted up on those scenes, man, I've heard that I think it's Sogeki no Soma, I think that's the series that's gonna be coming out in spring. A bunch of you Chibits have been telling me that series is gonna be even more crazier when it comes to foodgasms than this series alone, so I'm like, oh my god, so Sokugeki no Soma is going to have more foodgasms than this. Now, damn. So, I like this series. I really do. I have really good impressions of this series. Once again, another wonderful episode to bypass the time. I know some could probably say that this series might be a little bit boring because, I mean, there's just nothing but food going on. Cooking food and seeing, our female character trying to realize what the meaning of why she's cooking and why she's trying to try so hard to cook. And that's what this episode is about. So, I could see how some would be bored with this episode, but I personally enjoyed it. So, that's pretty much this episode, so tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.